Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Matsuyorific and today we are going to be making another yandere-sim doll. Except that this time we're going to be making a doll based off of some of the big name YouTubers who play Yandere Simulator. So I've got Twilight Sparkle's head here for about two reasons. One, we're going to use her to make the hair for Lauren Z-Side, a female YouTuber who plays Yandere Sim as well as many other video games on YouTube. We're going to, of course, recreate her bangs with air-dry clay. Another reason why I wanted to use this particular Twilight Sparkle is because this one came with these little ears here, and we're going to use them to make a carrot hat to represent Veggie Gamer, another YouTuber who plays Yandere Sim as well as many other free-to-play video games. Mostly he plays the indie games that you guys suggest. Well, we guys suggest, because I would be one of them. And we've also got these two little pieces here from the Applejack smoothie doll, as well as this smoothie here, again also from Applejack. And we're going to combine those to make Skrub-chan, the mascot for Bijou Mike. And last but not least, we also have sidewise glasses here, which we are going to use to make the sunglasses found in the meme closet, which say "that dude," which is meant to represent Jay from the Cub Scouts. Again, another YouTuber who plays Yandere Simulator. There are, of course, other YouTubers who play Yandere Simulator, but these are the ones that I mainly follow, and I do highly recommend them. Although, again, if you are watching them for Yandere Simulator, I do not recommend them for children. Jay's really the only one who uses any adult language. However, Yandere Sim, of course, is not a children's game. So, if you do plan on checking them out, please ask a parent beforehand. Please, 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 please. Unless, of course, you are an adult. So, as always, the first thing we're going to do is remove Twilight Sparkle's bangs. And unlike with Midori, who we actually left those pieces on, we're also going to make sure to take off these little side pieces as well. Now you will be left with a little bit of residue, so be sure to get as much of that stuff off as you can so that it doesn't show through the paint on the doll. Now before we go ahead and remake the hair with air dry clay, we're actually going to do a little bit extra with this. So if we take our glasses here, because this is going to be one of the first accessories, and we try to fit it on her head, you can see that they don't really fit on her very well. This is because this head is from Princess Twilight from the first movie, and these glasses came from Twi, who was in the third movie and beyond. So there are actually two things that you can do here. The first off being that we can see right here that this is where the glasses are going to go. So what we can do is take our X-Acto knife and make a little cut and cut this part out. Now, the only problem with this is that it is going to be a very precise cut, and you can actually ruin the doll by doing this. So we're going to go ahead and take the glasses, and we're going to take our X-Acto knife, and we're going to cut off the extra parts of the rim of the glasses. So if we bring her over here, you can see sort of how much we need to take off. However, this is still very difficult to measure out. So we basically go that much. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that you can always take off more later, but it's going to be very difficult to fix this if you wind up taking too much off. So try and aim for having a little bit extra left versus taking too much off. All right, that looks pretty good. It's pretty close. So next we're going to go ahead and take some painter's tape, and we're going to tape her glasses onto her face, because we're going to try and build Lauren Z-Side's hair over the glasses, because we want to be able to take the glasses on and off. So we're just going to go ahead and tape this just like that. So taking some air dry clay, we're going to go ahead and roll that out. We're going to try and have this tapered off at the end. We're also going to go ahead and take some of this extra clay here and fill in the gap on her forehead. And we're going to go ahead and build in her bangs. Gently remove the tape. Try to keep the bangs enough out of the face so that you can get the glasses out. And there we go. So now we've got nice little grooves in there so that we can get the glasses in and out. And of course we've got this nice, beautiful wavy hair for Lauren Z-side. So while we were waiting for that to dry, we're going to go ahead and start on our accessories. So we're going to take this little piece of clay here and roll it out so that it's nice and flat. And we're going to take our glasses and we're just going to sort of gently press into them. This is going to help us to make a nice little mold. So we're going to go ahead and take our X-Acto knife and we're going to just cut right around the edge there. So we're just going to go ahead and attach that to the glasses, and then we're going to trim off the excess. I'm just going to try and make them a little bit rounder around the sides, and we're also going to try and smoothen them out. Next, we're going to go ahead and take our smoothie cup, and we're going to very carefully remove the handle from the cup. Now, the Skrub-chan that is found in the game, in the meme closet, actually sits on your shoulder, but because this would be difficult to do, we're going to go ahead and make a Skrub-chan that she can hold in her hand. Of course, for that, we're going to need these two little pieces of fruit, but we're going to make them a little bit kind of like a sandwich. So we're going to go ahead and take this little round piece of clay. We're going to sandwich that in, trying to keep it around the sides, trying to keep it so that we don't have anything that is sticking out. It's okay to have stuff sticking out because we are of course going to clean it up later, but we want this to try and be as close to a circle as we can. And then once we've got that close enough, we're going to just go ahead and take our X-Acto knife and cut around the sides. We're also going to take a little bit of the excess clay and try to fill in the gaps from the fruit. A little bit of water to help that smoothen out. And there we have it. Our nice little ball, which we're going to use for Skrub-chan. Then we're just going to go ahead and glue this on there. And then we're going to set that to dry. So of course, while the glue on the accessories is drying, we're going to go ahead and remove the skirt. And very carefully with the X-Acto knife, we are going to remove the diamonds on her skirt. Now this part is of course optional, but it does make her look a little bit nicer and a little bit more finished. As you can see, we did the same thing with Midori. So naturally, the easiest part of this is going to be the That Dude sunglasses. So we're just going to take some black here and go over the clay part of the glasses. We don't really need to go over the plastic since they're already black. So that's one of the nice things about using side-twise glasses. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and paint Skrub-chan. Now, we're going to leave the handle the same color, partially due to the fact that the paint is just going to chip anyway, so probably better to just go ahead and leave it as is. I'm also not going to add the leaf on the top just because that would be very small and very, very fragile, and it would break off very easily. And that's really no good, especially since I want to be able to take these accessories off whenever I want to. So in order to get the face in the right position, we're going to go ahead and attach Skrub-chan to her hand. And then we're going to go ahead and draw 2 nice large circles near the top of the face. And then we're going to go ahead and draw an upside down V for the mouth. And with a darker green, we're going to draw in a leaf on the top. And then finally, we're going to go ahead and use white to fill in the eyes. Now we're going to go ahead and write in that dude on the sunglasses. So I've decided that while the carrot hat is, of course, very representative of Veggie Gamer and was actually put into the game for Veggie, I'm actually not going to do the carrot hat after all. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little red nose, because when Veggie plays, one of the most common things that he does is he will put Rival-chan's hair on Ayano and use the accessory, the red nose. Now, part of the reason why I'm doing this is because I've decided that I'm actually not going to make it so that the accessories can come off. Partially because every time I try to put the glasses on and off, they keep breaking. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little round nose on our yandere YouTuber, and we're going to just let that dry. So now that we've got everything all sculpted, we're going to go ahead and start on the hair. Now, Lauren's hair is actually very interesting, as it goes from her natural color at the roots to a very nice purple at the ends. So we're going to get her roots with the brown, and as we work our way down, we're going to gradually fade into purple. Now, this is actually going to be a very tricky process to do, but we are going to do our best. So to start off, we are going to go ahead and paint her roots this really nice dark brown. We're also going to mix together some combinations of brown and purple, with one being more brown while the other one is more purple. Now, this doesn't really blend too well together at the moment, but as we get to the later part, it will blend together much better. We are basically just trying to get a base color on, and then we are going to blend all of these different shades together later on after we've gotten the base on. Also going to make sure to get underneath of her hair. Okay, so the color was a little too dark for Lauren, so I added a little bit of a blue to it, and I think that's going to look really, really nice. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a whole bunch of the paint and just slap that on there, being very, very liberal. You want a lot of paint to go on there, basically all of the paint. And that's going to make it easier to blend it in later. This is also why we wanted to have the base coat done first, because we're going to be blending this in while it's on the hair, but we don't want any of the undercoat stuff to show through. I wound up being a little bit too brown, so I went ahead and mixed in more of the purple. And we're going to go ahead and put more of that on there. actually going to try and brighten this up by adding a little bit of pink to the mix. I'm going to go ahead and add that to her tips. So now for the very last bit, now that we've got her hair all painted, we're going to take a paintbrush, dip it into the white, and then we're just gonna flick it onto her hair to get some nice star-like stuff going in there. And unfortunately we're getting a little bit of streaks, but that's okay. And the reason that we're doing this is because Lauren Z-Side, she's basically obsessed with galaxies. Not that I blame her. The galaxy style is like very, very pretty. And that's what her hair is supposed to be based on. It's supposed to be like a galaxy sort of thing. So to try and help represent that, we want all these nice pretty stars. So now that that is all dry, we are going to go ahead and paint her face, her neck, and her arms a flesh tone. We're not going to get her legs a flesh tone because this is meant to be the player character Ayano while wearing all of the YouTuber Easter egg content. So it's basically Ayano with Lauren's hair, the That Dude sunglasses, Veggie's clown nose, and of course Skrub-chan. So we're going to go ahead and just do her face, her arms, and her neck. And we're just going to go ahead and grab our flesh tone. And we're going to be very, very careful not to get any on the hair, because unlike with most, we're not going to be able to really clean that up any. So I honestly don't even want to take too many chances with that. So we're just going to be very careful, and I'll go in with the detail brush later to really get into those little crevices up there. Actually, guys, one thing that we're going to do to at least try and protect the hair a little is covering up the hair with some painter's tape. And as you can see, it's already saved the hair a little bit because we already got some onto the tape. So it's basically just a really good way of keeping your hair safe so you don't accidentally get any of the other paint colors onto it, because that takes a lot of work to get the hair done and you really don't want to mess that up. So I'm really, really glad that I did that. Moving on to the face, you actually don't need to do this part technically because the eyes will be covered up by the That Dude sunglasses, but at the same time you will be able to see the eyes from certain angles, so we are going to go ahead and put the eyes in. Of course, we're going to start out with the white, and then once that's done we're going to take a dark gray and draw in her irises. Once that is done, we're going to draw in the pupils. We're also going to line the eyes with black. And her eyes look a little weird, but again, like I said, we are going to be covering these up with the glasses, so if your eyes do look a little weird, don't worry about it too much. It's not gonna be like with the other dolls that we've done where their eyes are like one of the first things that you see and you want them to look super pretty and cute and all that stuff. And add our pupils in, or pupils, highlights. Just forgot to do that before lining the eyes. I actually went ahead and redid the nose because we want to be able to have the glasses on there and not have them looking really weird. So we're gonna paint the nose separately just so that we don't accidentally get any red onto the glasses. While the paint on that is drying, we're going to go ahead and attach glasses to her face. before we glue the nose on, we also need to make sure to paint in her smile. Oh my gosh, that looks really cool with the glasses on. We're also going to go ahead and give her Skrub-chan. It almost looks like a Skrub-chan mug. So we're going to go ahead and apply just a little bit of glue and attach the nose. One thing we forgot to do was actually to draw on the eyebrows, so we're going to do that really quickly with a really dark gray. And I do recommend doing this before you get the glasses on, because it does make it kind of difficult. So to start off with her shirt, we're going to go ahead and rotate her body all the way around. And oh my goodness, she looks so weird. Now we're going to paint her top white. We're also going to go ahead and paint on the collar of the shirt. Now, much like with the detailing on the eyes, you actually don't need to do this part. However, I like to do this sort of stuff partially because in my eyes, it's the tiny little details that tend to make or break a doll. I'm just going to go ahead and draw in the necktie. Now with blue, we're going to go ahead and paint in the skirt. And just like with the shirt, when it comes to getting the back of the skirt, we're going to turn the head around so that we don't accidentally get any paint on her hair. And finally, we move on to the leggings. Now, similar to Midori's stockings, Ayano's leggings are very similar in color to that of her hair and her eyes. So we're going to go with a very, very dark, almost black gray, because we do want them to stand out against her black shoes. So one thing I actually forgot to do was to draw in the cuffs on her sleeves. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. And then of course, as always, we are going to go ahead and add a clear coat of paint to our yandere YouTuber so that she is all nice and shiny and pretty. And there she is! Our yandere YouTuber is finally completed! Oh my gosh, I love how she came out! I love the fading in her hair, how it goes from this pretty dark brown into this beautiful, lovely purple. And I love the stars, of course. I am still a little upset that it wound up with these shrieks, but you know, that's alright. Stuff like that's going to happen when you're doing that star effect. And then, of course, we've got Skrub-chan and the That Dude sunglasses and Veggie's little clown nose. And the rest of her is basically Ayano. Oh my goodness, I love how she came out. She is so, so pretty. Of course, a big part of that is because Lauren Z's side has very, very pretty hair. So, oh my goodness. I honestly don't even know if I want to sell this one. I mean, you know, again, I could always just make another one if anybody wants to buy this one. I might go ahead and make the next Skrub-chan actually be on the shoulder. Actually, no, that's probably wouldn't work. Maybe on the head, because you can't really fit Skrub-chan on her shoulder there without it being like really, really tiny, and that would just be really hard to do, especially with all those details. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already checked out these YouTubers, I highly recommend them. Fair warning though, Cub Scouts does use some quite a bit of adult language. So if you're not comfortable with that, then fair warning about him. But the other 3 tend to be pretty clean, with only a little bit of suggestion every now and then, usually just when something's suggesting and they have to react to it. So let's go ahead and bring Midori out so that we can compare the two. Oh my goodness, they look so cool next to each other. So what do you guys think? Be sure to leave a comment down below what you think of my yandere sim dolls and what kind of doll you'd like to see me do next. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you liked this video, and you guys have a magical day.